tonight. Containment on that fire now 3%, and we're going to turn over to Storm Watch 12 meteorologist Oliver Smith now to see what our conditions are looking like for us at home.
Yeah, you know that fire is really intense when you're looking at a fire NATO built in with the fire, and then of course there's been pyrocumulus clouds associated with it, so it's a really intense fire. And we'll get to that here in a second, but let's go ahead and start off by taking a look at our coastal camera. You can see Brookings right now. It's pretty pleasant right now. We may see some patchy fog towards morning. We'll see more clouds though for tomorrow. It's 55 degrees right now. So here's our visible satellite and radar imagery. This is a 12-hour loop, so this is starting from earlier this morning. And there's that park fire. You can see these little, well, actually here, we'll wait for this to show up. There's little blips here, and that's pyrocumulus clouds, and those are only form when fires are really intensely hot. And then, of course, we were looking at the video with the fire NATO. That's not a made-up term, by the way. That's actual real meteorological term. I've been asked about that before. But you can see also the radar picking up the smoke as well. So it's bad when fires are like that, because if we can't pick them up, like we weren't being able to see the smoke that moved through the Rogue Valley earlier this evening. That's because it wasn't super thick, and it was really thick in this particular fire, and that's not going to get any better anytime soon, unfortunately. But switching to our weather, there was a big area of low pressure that moved into Canada. That's why temperatures were a lot less hot for today. In fact, below average and very seasonal, very pleasant overall, until we had the smoke move into the region. So the smoke forecast for the remainder part of the night, we're going to continue to see the smoke that we have right now east of the Cascades. The smoke into the Rogue Valley is going to continue to push off towards the south and the east. Now tomorrow we're going to get into a bit more of that southwesterly flow from that park fire, so that's really going to make it fairly smoky east of the Cascades. Where exactly east of the Cascades is pretty hard to say, but it depends exactly if it's a true southwesterly or a southerly wind. But we're going to continue with that for Friday and into Saturday as well, unfortunately. Then we go through the next several days, then we'll see what happens with the winds after that. Forecast for tonight, though, temperatures at least are going to be fairly pleasant. We'll be looking at 40s east of the Cascades, 50s west of the Cascades, 57 for Medford, 52 for Grants Pass and Brookings. Now for the Rogue Valley, we should start off fairly clear in the morning, and then we're probably going to see some smoke and haze as we go throughout the day. And if we get the wind out of the northeast over the Diamond Complex fire like we had earlier, we could be looking at kind of a similar situation, but that depends exactly on the wind and the timing. But either way, temperature is just a couple degrees warmer for tomorrow. Forecasting 91 for Medford, 70 for Brookings, still pretty hot in Wairika at 96 degrees. So our stormcast for tonight, we'll see some fog over towards Brookings and parts of the Oregon coast for tonight, but we'll see a little bit more in the way of cloud cover as we go throughout the day for tomorrow. Otherwise, we're going to be looking at this particular system wants to really kind of indicate some showers and thunderstorms over on Saturday afternoon. That system's actually going to be too far towards the south and the east, so it's highly unlikely we're going to see anything except maybe just a few clouds, and that's really about it. Otherwise, it's going to be fairly quiet overall. Now in terms of the weekend forecast, if you're heading up towards Mount Ashland, temperatures into the 70s for tomorrow, and then staying into the 60s for Saturday and Sunday, so not too bad overall. Now in terms of the Oregon coast forecast, we'll stay into the 60s for the next several days. The system will move through the region. We could be looking at some showers possible on Monday and into Tuesday. There's still a wide range of solutions in terms of how much rain or whether we get any at all in terms of that particular system. So Matt will have the latest updates in the morning tomorrow morning. Northern California will be looking at temperatures around 90 degrees for the next several days, and then getting hot towards the latter part of next week. For the Klamath Basin, 90 degrees for tomorrow. We'll stay into the 80s, even to the lower 80s with a bit more cloud cover from that system early next week. And then also you can see it gets hot by Wednesday and into Thursday. We could see some showers possible into the Cascades on Tuesday, and then hazy conditions also for the next couple of days. And for the Rogue Valley, we have a slight chance of maybe a few showers on Tuesday. Probably end up just being sprinkles at this particular time, but enjoy the cooler temperatures because late next week it gets pretty hot.